Greetings, friends and enemies. Welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we have another bi-monthly sketchbook tour. First, I'd like to apologize for the lighting. I'm not filming at this is my normal time of day, so my lighting's a bit weird. You might see some more shadows than usual on the sketchbook, but nothing I can do about that when I depend on natural lighting for most of my stuff. So we're going to take a look at this sketchbook, and I have a secondary one as well. I think we've seen most of this one. If we turn to the marked page here, yep, it looks like, well, my math's a little crooked. It looks like we ended on June 30th, and I know that because that's Usagi's birthday, and that's when I drew this. So we'll move on to the next page. This, if you watch my channel normally, you'll have seen a digital version of this. This was the initial sketch and inking of my Baphomet character, Beth. This was me attempting her color scheme. I was originally thinking like pinks or something, but I didn't like that all over her. I did eventually go with some pink, as you've seen in the final picture, but this was the original sketch of that, and this was sort of the abandoned color scheme I had for her. On the page, we have more sketches of Beth. Here, just practicing front views, side views. Down here is a little sketch of her completed body. This is sort of what her legs and the bottom of half of her looks like, if you were interested in that. Also, here's just a picture of her and Gamora and their lady friends. They're girlfriends. This was a picture of me. I'm not sure what for. I drew this for some reason, but I can't remember what it was for, so here's just a sketch of myself, I guess. Turn the page. This was after I first saw Marina from Splatoon 2. I fell in love with that little Octo girl. As you can tell, I probably gushed about her a lot in my Splatoon 2 video, but here was the first sketch I did after she was revealed during the Nintendo Direct, I think. Here is a sketch of my character Orpheus. I plan to talk about him and more of my male characters in the future. I tend to draw a lot of female characters, so I talk about them more, but I do have plenty of male characters that I just never talk about. So this is my character Orpheus in a more modern AU setting, since his typically doesn't have more modern feel to it. Here is my character Maya and Brooke's character Levi being all cute and stuff. I went through this phase. They're my what I call my OC OTP. I love these two characters we created together, and I love the story. Canonically, their story does not end very well, so I live in a constant state of denial, where they live in a world where they are together and happy and everything is sunshine and rainbows. So this is the first sketch I did of them. It came out alright, and I inked it mostly for practice. But turning the page, this was a separator I have. This was my bleed page, as you can see, for my markers, but I kept it in here to keep the dirt off of it. But here we have them again, this time full-bodied and in color. This bad lighting washes everything out and puts shadows on everything, so the quality of this video is garbage, but I'm very sorry about that. So here we just have another one of them. I sort of wanted to give them like matching tattoos in this one. So Levi has this sort of like half sleeve of white roses, which I use very often to symbolize Maya. And Maya has this sort of upside down treble clef and bass clef as sort of her tattoo, because Levi's very into music in the story. He's a musician, and that's really prominent to his characters. That's sort of why I did what I did for them. I still love this piece. I'm putting this back in so it doesn't get ruined. I'll probably cut that out or something in the future. Oops. How about I just beat the camera a bit, huh? Here we have some Legend of Zelda fan art. This is around the time I got my Nintendo Switch and started playing Breath of the Wild super heavy. And so I drew some fan art of my favorite outfit for Zelda, and I really like how this came out. It came out pretty good. There's plenty of pieces that I really like in this sketchbook, and this is definitely one of them. And that was my cell phone telephone. This is actually fan art for The Sims. If you're familiar with The Sims 2, and even The Sims 1, I guess, more so than The Sims 3 or 4, you're maybe familiar with the Goth family and Bella Goth. That's who I've drawn here. Her story is kind of weird. In the first Sims game, which I know The Sims has some kind of plot to it. Yeah, it actually does have some kind of background stories that you can sort of play around with if you want to, and if not, who cares. But in the Sims 2, she was like a major character, and the plot of one of the first towns you have is that she's gone missing. And then in another town, Strange Town, which is sort of this alien-themed town, she sort of shows up there randomly. So there's all these conspiracy theories about what EA meant for her to be, but she's easily one of my favorite characters. The Goth family was the first family I ever played in the first Sims game. So she's a really special character to me, and I just felt like drawing her. And I think that's it for this sketchbook. I kind of got burnt out on it. Yeah, it's mostly blank from here. I kind of just got burnt out on that sketchbook, so I didn't really finish it, which is fine. It's a couple pages. Who cares? You're not missing nothing. Moving on to the sketchbook I'm working on now. This one is covered in different stickers. If you remember from my last sketchbook tour, I talked about doing a digital version of a sketch of Maya that was in there and making it into a sticker, and I did that. I did just that. These stickers are from a local convention. They're just Overwatch. I have the two girl stickers, Mercy and Diva, who are my mains, by the way, which I was so happy. And I also got a free Isabel sticker when I purchased these. So I have the females of this set on the outside, and then on the inside cover here, I have the guys from that set, which is Genji, Soldier 76, and McCree. These are really cute, and the artist was such a sweetie. I wish I would have grabbed her card because I cannot remember her name for the life of me, and I feel really bad about that. On this page, we just have me testing out the set of polychromos I got. I only got a set of 12, and I haven't really played with them much, but I need to play with them more. And then here we have just a smaller version of that sticker of Maya that I have on the cover, because I wasn't sure what size I wanted on there, so I printed two. Turning the page, we have my character, Aries. He's in Jaku's story, and he kind of, like, these are really washed out. He's supposed to have, like, a tan skin color, and this lighting makes him look gray. I'm really mad that I didn't film this sooner. But that's what you get for procrastinating, friends. Anyway, this is my character, Aries. I've talked about him, I think, in previous old sketchbook tours, but I'm bringing him back to Jaku's story, and I wanted to draw him. So here he is. I'm really happy with how this came out. I don't usually like the way men I draw come out, but I really, really like this one. I'm really proud of how I did it. Yeah, self-improvement. Here we have some more art of Maya. The picture's cute, but I really half-assed the color blocking. That's a theme you're probably going to see in the sketchbook, is me color blocking just to make the images sort of pop out more from these plain white backgrounds. You'll also notice this washi tape, which is just the perforations keep breaking on these Canson mixed medias for some reason. If you use a Canson mixed media, do you have that problem? I do. Let me know if you do. But so I just use washi tape to stick them back in. Come on, turn the page. So this was a fun little piece. Everyone for a while was doing like humanized versions of restaurants. I think it was because the Wendy's official Twitter was being a smartass, and so everybody got in on drawing Wendy as a human. Well, I mean, Wendy is a human, but a corporate icon as a human, so they started doing other restaurants. But I didn't see anybody do my favorite restaurant, which is Sonic Drive-In. I love Sonic. It's my favorite. So I drew Sonic as a human. Their colors are basic primary colors, and I went with like a car hop theme because that's kind of their thing. They do car hops and drive-in stalls like the old 50s diners or whatever. So that's sort of their theme, so that's the sort of theme I went with. And I drew tater tots and chili dogs and their big cups as soda with a cherry on it because that's what they like to do. If you've never had Sonic, I recommend it if you're not in the US. I don't think they exist outside the US. But I'm really proud of how I drew her skates. Like, I don't draw skates very often, but again, this is another one I'm really happy with. Moving on, we have some high school aesthetic for you. This is the kind of stuff I would draw like in high school, like naked people with long hair and angel wings being all distraught, just stuff like that. And I couldn't really think of what to draw, so I just took myself back to high school and drew this and did some inking on them. I did post like a semi-colored version on my Instagram, so if you want to see how I ended up finishing it, you can check out my Instagram. This is fan art for Mercy's latest skin in Overwatch when the summer games were announced. Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. That's where it's coming out. When the summer games were announced and they showed all the skins and stuff, I love this skin. It's Greek mythology, it's Mercy, and it's everything I absolutely love about both of those things, so I had to draw it. I have this skin. Like, if there's a Mercy skin in an event, I get that skin. I will buy it outright, it doesn't matter. But I fell in love with the skin, it was amazing, and so I had to draw it, and I did. It's on my Twitter if you want a better color version of this. Like I said, the lighting is washing everything out. If you follow me on Instagram, you've definitely seen this. This is my character Caesar. I just a full body doodle of him. I felt like drawing dudes. I'm going to try and draw more dudes in general. As you can probably tell in the sketchbook, there's more than there have been in the past, which I'm very proud of. But yeah, this is just my character Caesar. I posted something on my Instagram a while ago comparing to my first drawing of him in 2009 to this drawing, which is my latest, and there is a big difference. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out my Instagram. It's always linked down below. This was a rough sketch for the next picture. I wish I would have used this pose in the end, but I didn't. This was just supposed to be like a full body quirky pose, but like I said, I scrapped this for whatever reason, I don't know why, and used the next page, and I wish I hadn't. So this was during the solar eclipse, which was wicked cool, by the way. If you're in the US, you get to see it. I don't think you did anywhere in other, anyway. So this is kind of a companion piece, sort of. When the super blood moon happened a few years ago, I did a Sailor Senshi version of it. It made it like an edgy Sailor Moon OC. So when the solar eclipse happened, I wanted to do the same thing. Every time there's an astronomical event, I want to make it into a Sailor Moon OC. So this is Sailor Eclipsed Moon. So she sort of has this eclipse motif going on, and she's sort of inspired by the villain Queen Nehelenia, which I think is her dub name. Anyway, that's the only one I've ever remembered. I sort of inspired by her because her whole arc starts with the circus descending during a solar eclipse. So I kind of took inspiration from her with her hair and her headpiece and her just sort of her outfit a bit, and made Sailor Eclipsed Moon. I really like this. This is really cute. And here is one of those days. I'm trying to break myself of being so neat with my sketchbooks. As you can tell, there's a lot of fully finished pieces in here, just mostly because I like to finish them. I like to draw in color, so I do, but I feel like I need to loosen up a lot more in my sketchbooks, so I just did a full page of like pen doodles. So I couldn't erase anything, and I was stuck with bad ones and mistakes, and just kept chugging on through and did a whole bunch of pen doodles. So here are some like sketch doodles of a Minecraft character, long story. Here are some of a different OC. And here's a doodle of Maya with what I call dying anime mom hair. If you notice, a lot of dying anime moms have that side ponytail, and Maya does die fairly young as a mother in her story, so I gave her the dying mom side ponytail. And I think we're coming... Yeah, okay. So this is just a doodle. I think I just posted this on my Instagram story. I didn't plan on finishing or whatever, but it's just my character Gamora in a fancy dress with the martini. I just felt like drawing something that day, and I just used it for brush pen inking practice. I really wish my brush pens looked better with my colored pencils, but maybe one day I'll have a set of markers that I really enjoy using, and I can use them with that. I have my Spectrum Noir, and they're okay, but they're just not what I'm looking for. And so we have the final piece in this particular sketchbook. This is my... I'm really happy with this, and she really matches well with this background. But this is my Fallout New Vegas Career 6. This is just her as a cute little Vegas showgirl, because obviously Fallout New Vegas takes place in Vegas. So I figured I'd draw her as this cute little showgirl. Maybe not in canon or anything, but definitely just wanted to do it because it was cute and it was fun, and I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the colors. The only thing I'm not really happy with is the blending on her skin, but I always have a problem with blending darker skin tones. It's just something I gotta practice, I guess. But that has been a look at my latest sketchbooks. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can leave a comment down below, and you can subscribe if you liked what you saw. And if you want to get notified anytime I upload a video and join our little notification squad, you can click that little dingly bell right there next to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye.